to the SHAC. Stay happy and creative. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and we're all set to doodle. Despite the weather, we're on I for Ice Cream this evening, and we started our doodling Monday, didn't we? At 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to crack on. So I'm hoping that we've got some friends joining us. I'm excited to tell you that Grace is with us. She's back in England, and Dave, bless him, has just brought me a cup of tea. Grace is in the kitchen, but she's also with you. Anya, hello, nice to have your company. Thank you very much, Dave. Very good of you. Yeah, so Grace is over here in England now for a few weeks, actually, which is always lovely. So she's going to be answering any questions. Good evening, Ken. Good to have your company. We'll let a few friends join us. Michigan, hello, Andrea. Good to have your company. Oh, we are an international set, aren't we? Yeah, and from Norway too. Isn't this lovely? Hello, Helen. I must remember to send that pottery as soon as I saw your name. Forgive me, it's been quite the week. I'll get it out next week to you. Hey, Jane. Nice to have your company. I hope Colin's doing well. Ah, lovely cup of tea. Yeah, it's taken me a week to recover from the open days. I know. That's out for another year. But it was great, you know, and very, very enjoyable, I have to say. Magical, actually. Best ever, you know, when I look back at it. Yeah, so there you go. And what else can I tell you? Yeah, everything's calm. Everything's calm. It was interesting. Today, I had to. There's something that we're preparing here, and I had to look back at some of the SHAC sessions that we've been doing over, you know, since 2020, and we had to put together a kind of a compilation, like a reel, if you like, for a presentation. And it was quite something, looking right back to March 2020 and April 2020 and June 2020. You know, we were hanging out for a long time together. But it was interesting to see the progress as we were trying to extract snippets for this presentation. Yeah, it was a real trip down memory lane. And at one point I said, "This too shall pass." We were drawing the geisha, and I said, "This too shall pass." And it did. You see, everything does, doesn't it? So anyway, and Grace says, "Yeah, I'm exciting." I know, I'm really exciting. Even at 65. So without further ado, how about, should I show you, being the old bus driver? Oh, let me get the key in the ignition. I'll show you where we're headed this evening, shall I? Yeah, let's have a look. So what I thought we'd do, because we started drawing the I for ice cream, didn't we? And I thought it'd be really cool to take it through to coloured and finished. So this is what I prepared for us. I thought you might enjoy doing this. And if we have a look, we've got some sparkles on there. I'll show you how to make those, how to do the shading, how to do the background, clues in the background. And if you were at the open days, then you know how I got that background. In fact, we did a craft along last week and we used Sam's trick, didn't we? So there we go. So I thought we could do something like that, right? And then the last finishing trick, I was going to take one of our new stickers because I think they're amazing. Okay, so I want to take one of these, but I'm not sure which one yet. And I'm going to, so this is that new set of stickers that we launched with our pinky grey cards. They're really, really nice. Thank you to Jazz for designing these. So I thought we could find a really appropriate one. Yeah, exactly. And then we could mount it on a matching colour. So I went to the Rainbow River, the swatches, and I found the perfect colours, but I'm torn between one and the other. So for example, in here, we've got so many lovely colours, but I picked them already. So I think that one goes really well with that. And then that one goes really well with that. So I can't make my mind up. I'm torn. And when in doubt, hang about. So the idea is that I'm going to take one of these stickers, I think the black one, okay, like you are amazing, thank you, or you're the best friend ever. And I'm going to stick it on one of these and then stick it and then attach it to the front. But first of all, we definitely need to get the old ice cream done. So in order to do that, how are we? How are we doing, friends? Hey? Everybody happy? I know it's a real eye-opener today, looking at the good old days when we were in lockdown. You don't realise just how traumatic that was until you look back. And it's like you ought to have a look on YouTube. Just go back to a couple of the sessions that we had, you know, in the April and in the May, and it will jog your memory of how traumatic that whole experience was. You know, the pandemic. Our memories fade, don't they? So that sharpened it up again. So I'm full of gratitude this evening that we got through that one together, didn't we? Many didn't. Many didn't, friends. So if you remember, on Monday, we doodled I for ice cream. I for ice cream. And we doodled the ice cream. And this was the one we were headed for. Just a little recap. Okay, so what I did in order to move forward to the finished art, okay, I flicked this over. I drew around the line art here. Obviously, I had to do that so that when I flipped it back, I was able to transfer it to our pinky background. So the first thing we could do, if you're doodling along with me, maybe you've already got to this stage, but what we want to do, if we've got to this stage, the only thing that we didn't do on Monday was that lovely wafer. We did the waffle, didn't we? The Zucker waffle, do you remember? But we didn't do this lovely sort of scallop wafer. So I thought, right, well, let's do that one as well. And if you remember, we had this triangle going on, like this cheese, like that. And then in order to get that into some semblance of order, what we're going to do is, you see, we need to get these lines. To get the scallop going, we need to get these lines in place. Are you ready? Are you ready to do this? Hey, let's have a look. So in order to do that, my pencil's a bit blunt. Forgive me. Right. So what we'll do is, we'll take it to that line, okay? We'll go from here and we'll go to the centre, so up to there. Let's call that the centre. So we'll bring that line up there like so, right? As if there were an invisible dot there, see? So we go that's half now. And then what we'll do is, we'll make the next line. I mean, you could use a ruler if you feel like it, right? You go from here, right? So now we're going to bring from halfway along here, we're going to come down like so to there, right? So you stop going when you get to there. And then you're going to come again halfway along here. You're going to invisible air drawing, going to go to there, and then of course it goes to there. So it's all coming to the same place, right? Logical. Come in a bit closer, shall we, friends? Oh, there you go. Good to have your company. You know, and I'll tell you what's amazing is how many of you folks that are there today were there 4 years ago. Yeah. That's heartwarming, even if I say so myself. Right. So, and then what we're going to do, okay, is divide these one more time. So now we'll divide that into half, and then we'll come down to there, that into half. Right, here we go, like so. So we keep coming down to that corner, that point, like that, and then the last one, like that. So that's our scallop, if you like. That's drawn. But then when we do that, in order to, what we've got to do now is create the scallop idea. Okay, so we'll take this edge, and now what we'll do is we'll make scallops like that. Okay, so this is going to be easy to do, really. Right, we'll make that soft curve. They do look like this, actually, these, there you go. So that's like that. And then in order to frame that, we're going to go all the way around again. Let's do that one there, like that. This is quite a big scallop, like that. And then we're going to go all the way around the outside. There you go. We're going to just make larger scallops all the way around. So let's have a go, like that. There. So you're just echoing, really. And that'll be our lovely wafer all done. There, that was not so hard, was it? Cool, I'll tell you what, that was another thing I noticed. We got really quite ambitious in the SHAC in the beginning. You know, I was looking at that geisha and what we were getting up to back in the when we were in total lockdown. We did some pretty beautiful artwork, I have to say. Yeah, we sure did. Right. So now you've done you've completed this, you see. Now you can get rid of that there, right? And then of course with this, you're just going to get rid of the straight line, and that'll be good. There we are. So we just get rid of those straight lines. And then once you've got that, now you're ready to transfer. You probably need to be a little bit darker, otherwise there's nothing to transfer, is there? So once you've got that in place, and let's face it, if there's no writing here, you know, provided you haven't got any writing, I just felt that it looked better this way round with the wafer on that side and the cherry that way. But I don't know, maybe it's because I'm left-handed. Doesn't look bad that way either. Look, two's a pair. Don't you agree though that it makes more sense that way round? I don't know. It's just the way my eyes travel, I suppose. But I mean, depends. If you're standing behind the ice cream, then it's the other way around anyway, isn't it? Hi Nahid, good to see you. Right, so once we've done that, what we're going to do now is transfer this artwork. So the way to do that is to take this, okay, and then transfer it to a piece of card. But before we can transfer it, we've got to do the background. Okay, so you could transfer it to a piece of white if you like. In fact, at this point, okay, when you're flipping it round, you just do it on a piece of white copy paper. So let me ask you this then: Are you going to do? Is anybody doing this along with me? Because then I'll do it in real time. Otherwise, I'm just going to fast forward and show. I tell you what we'll do. This is what we're going to do. Right? Because I know that you're not going to have the jelly plates and everything ready. So while you're transferring, right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your ice cream, flip it over to a piece of copy paper like that, and you're going to put pencil on this side. So that way, when we flip it back, you've got something to transfer. So you go like that, and then you start on this side, and you start putting pencil on this side of the ice cream. Okay, And then that way, when we turn it round, we've got something to transfer. Make sense? While some of you are doing that, because I know that most of you watch and then do it afterwards, don't you? Or is anybody? Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. So what would be best at this stage is those of you who are crafting along, you do that, transfer it, and I'll show you how to do the background, how to do this background. I'll just do a little demo showing you how to do the background. Okay, so let me just put this to one side for a minute, and I'll just pop that to one side because I'll need that in a minute. Right, and then what we need is a jelly plate. Okay, make a note. I'll pan out a little bit so you can see it better. Right, so we've got my old gel press. This is the 8x10 and it's stuck to the mega mount like that. Okay, all right, that'll do. Then I've got a couple of brayers. Okay, a couple of brayers, gel press. I also need, let me just get, I spent all afternoon fiddling around with this ice cream. Right, stencil card, 8.5 by 11. So we need, let's get a couple of pieces of that out. I'll do two just in case the first one doesn't work very well. See, so this is the right side. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put this one under there so you can see better. I think that helps a bit, doesn't it? Not quite so dark. And this one, I'm going to pull the print with. Okay, so we've got that and that. Get a couple of them out. Right, so. Okay, good. So that's the first thing. And then I need a couple of ink pads. I need a couple of brayers for the two different colours. Then I'm going to go with this kind of pink and green because it works for ice cream, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to use those two oxides. I'm going with Sam Crow's suggestion because you can use, as you know, when we did the craft along, you can use archival ink pads. But I thought, okay, well, let's go with what Sam suggests because what she was doing at the open days was like next level clever. So I thought, right, we're going to go with the oxide, see how that works. I really enjoyed doing this. So the next thing we need is our bow wad papers. So I've been asked, does this work with any papers? Well, yes, some and some. It depends. You'd have to try it out. All I can confirm is that it definitely works with our papers. Okay, so there's something about the ink that we use that works. Apart from anything else, it's the patterns you're after. So these bow wad papers are pretty spectacular. You've got two sets, black on white, white on black. You've got set one. Okay, fantastic. There you go. Look, see. So that's how this trick, if you haven't seen it already, we do a transfer trick on the gel press, and then anything that's black, printed black on the bow wad papers, takes on the colour. Yeah, you'll see. Watch. I'll show you. So that's the one we're going to use. This one so that's in set one, but then in set two, other fantastic. See, that's one of my favourite ones. There you go. Look, isn't that clever? I know. Fantastic backgrounds like that. Really, really cool. So we'll give that a go anyway. I'm going with the one that I already used. I mean, this really opens up the papers. It really gives them a completely different use. So I've got my two brayers. I've got my paper. Right, you ready? I'll show you how this works. And I'm going to use Kitsch Flamingo on this side. There you go. I'm going to use loads of ink because I'm talking, I'm demonstrating. I don't want it to dry up. It's an older ink pad. So there you go. I'm going to pop that one on there. Then I'll pop the green one on here. This one's called Twisted Citron. Okay, so I've got a bit of a gap down the middle. I'm going to close that gap with the brayer. So I'm going to use the one brayer to just spread that ink out. Then I'll use, Then I'll use this brayer to spread that ink out. I'm just blending in there a little bit. Right, so we haven't got a gap. Then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to pop that down in there like so, and I'm just going to burnish the back like that, rub the back. See, because it's the first one, it might not be so cool. Right, that'll do. That's that. That looks nice. Now I'll pull my print and let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we can go again. It just means we need to put a bit more ink on, that's all. So now I've taken my stencil card and I'm rubbing the back. Then I'm going to see what we get. Let's have a look. Should be nice. Ta-da! Oh yeah, check that out. So, see, everything that was black has gone pink. Isn't that clever? I know, really nice. So so let's have a look. It's that simple. And if you take that now, okay, you can see where I got that from. Right, all I did here, let me just show you, was I just trimmed it back a little bit. Look, see, I've just trimmed it back 1/2 inch. There you go. So that way, and then I edged it with a black Sharpie pen, so it becomes its own piece. And then I mounted it on an 8x8 like that, right? And then I spent 1/2 an hour deciding whether I wanted the stripes to go that way or that way. So you could go in the same direction as the stripes. I quite like it going in the opposite direction like that. I rather like that. And then I also see the grungy bit here. That was where the paper stopped. I thought, oh, I actually like that. I like that as part of the design. Do you see that sort of arty, edgy bit? I thought that was quite good. That bit there, see, that's that there. So that's the area then where when we transfer the ice cream, we're going to put it in this area here. So, for example, if I take that ice cream now, I'm going to transfer it there like that, see? And that's how I end up with that there. Does that make sense now? Is anybody else having video quality issues? What are the video quality issues? Is there a problem? What's up? Something wrong, Grace? Right, so there you go. That's how that got done. And then Dave and I are getting a little blur. Are you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So how to clean? Bit of paper towel. Well, there's not much I can do about that from this end, I'm afraid. Just going to pop that on there. Then I can clean my brayer on there and clean my brayer on there. There we are. So that's the jelly plate or the gel press sorted, and the 2 brayers as well. Right, so just pop that to one side, and then we're ready to transfer our ice cream. See, so you don't always have to work on white card, because you know that's such a simple transfer trick with those bow wall papers. It's so simple, and you can take all those patterns and they look gorgeous in different colors. And you can see, for example, with what I've done here, right? If you look at what I've done here, it doesn't make any difference at all that I've gone over the top of stripes. You can't see the stripes through the ice cream or through the tukavafu, can you? Hey? There you go. So that's worth knowing, isn't it? Now let's see. So I've got all these lovely bits here. There's another bit. See, I could put the green in the top and the pink in the bottom, because that's the other half of this bit, isn't it? See, so you get a twofer as well. That's the other thing worth noting. You turn it round, you get 2 for 1. But we'll start with the piece that we've just done. There you go. And there's the There it is. And then we can just transfer that straight onto our area. See? Nice. And we could start having a look at colouring it in too, can't we? Now let me just make sure that I haven't lost my... I've got so many pieces of this now. Now where did I put my... Talk among yourselves for a minute while I figure out where I put my ice cream. Hey, where did I put my ice cream? Bear with me. I've got... Here it is. Don't want to lose that. There. Okay. So once we've got this, we decide where we want to set it. Okay. Where you want to set it. Then take a piece of masking tape. Lay that in. Pop that into place, like so. Right. And then we're going to transfer and then ink. I like it there. I think that's a good enough spot. Got just a little bit of white on there. Get that in nicely. Bow wad papers are a must-have, you know. They just work so well. And what Sam showed us at the open days, it was a game changer, really. Proper game changer. Now, let's get this ready. So I'm going to just use this to lean on. And then, excuse my head, and I'm just going to transfer the artwork to my new background paper. See, and everyone's an original, just like us. Hey, that's it. We're just going to transfer. Now, let's see. Let's just make sure that this is working. I just want to see that I'm doing it right. There, you see? So now I can see exactly where my artwork is. That's it. Lovely. Did I do my cherry? I did. Okay. And then we'll just come round it. It doesn't take long, but it makes such a difference to start work on an existing piece of... I've got a little bit of a ice cream dribble. I do like ice cream, don't you? I really do. What's your favourite flavour? What's your favourite flavour? When you go to an ice cream parlour, where do you go? What's your favourite flavour? Are you more caramel and chocolate? Do you go down that route? Or are you more like me, sorbets? I do like a sorbet. I love mango. I've got a real thing about mango. When I was pregnant with Grace, that was all I ate, was mango ice cream. Mango ice cream and peaches. That was my thing. There you go. It's looking really nice. Mango ice cream and peaches. Yeah, that's all I wanted to eat. Isn't it funny? You do get those cravings, don't you? And gherkins. Yeah, I know. Right, let's get this waffle going. That's it. And then once we've done this, you see, then we can ink it and colour it. And I'll show you lots of little tricks. But the good thing is that the bow wad paper that we used, I mean, if you want to use it just to do different backgrounds, you can use it again and again, and you can use different colours with it. But having said that, I mean, it's all ready to go as our background, you know. Oh, that's a bit out. I'm miles out there. Oh, look. Yeah. And while we're doing this, don't forget, I did show you on Monday. We're going to start a new series of things. Slowly does it, but what we're going to do is some online exclusives, we're calling them. So that means that things that we draw in the SHAC, okay, like for example, well, an ice cream or This would be a good one. This would make a nice set. It really will. But like we did the hippie chicks, we got on H for hippie chicks, didn't we? And we did the hip bass, and we really caught out. We stayed there for quite a while with the hippies, and we did those fabulous hippie girls, didn't we? And Jazz and I, we got together and we designed a superb set. I mean, they're really cool. I think you'll like them a lot. And they're available now. Let's have a look at this, see how we're doing. Yeah, this is looking good. And it's in groovy and in stamp. Here we are. So we've already done that now. Oh, didn't take long, did it? I think we're just about there. Marvellous. Okay. So, and the good thing is, you see, you keep this, and this is your template. It doesn't, you can use it again and again and again. Look, see? Bingo. Isn't that nice? That looks quite good as an overlay, doesn't it? That's something to consider. If you get some parchment, you could do an overlay like that, because that looks so classy. Right, mixed media at its best. So, yeah, so the hippie chicks, what we want to do is start doing craft alongs, okay? And with online exclusive stamps and groovy plates that you can only get from us. That makes it very special for you, because it means it's only available through the SHAC and from us. That's the bottom line here. We draw it in the SHAC together, then myself and Jazz, we work out a plan, okay? And then we develop the product, we make the product, and then we sell it back to you. Then we get together, you and I, and we get arty. So the best thing in a long time is this hippie set. And what we've got here, this is so cool to use. If you've got young, you know, if you've got a young mind, or you're from the 70s, you're going to love this. So you've got these 3 girls, right? 1, 2, 3 girls. And just as we discussed, you and I, in the SHAC, we did an outline as well. So if you just look at that girl there, you've got the calligraphy girl, you've got the outline, and then you've got, like the paper dolls that we used to have as kids, you can dress them up, you see. So the hat fits in there, the trousers fit in there, and you've got 3 of these. And I want to show you this because electric shock. I'll just show you. When we did the calligraphy girls last time, remember these? Look, they're exactly the same size as these ones. Just wanted to explain that those 3, you know, the 3 we did, the original ones, they're exactly the same size. So now what you've got is you're building a collection here of really lovely calligraphy chicks, okay? They work well together too. They do sit nicely alongside one another. So, and I did do a little, just a hands-on demo, just to show you. Here we are, look. So you can see, this is the calligraphy girl, and this is the solid one. And now she's got the starry pants on. Do you see? They're really cool. Look, really nice to use. And the hats, and you can put the flowers that are in there, loads of flowers, you put them in there. So anyways up. Look, see, this one's got those circles in the trousers. So they're available from us already, and we're going to spend an evening on the 4th of July having some fun with that. And then let me just make sure I don't lose my stash. We've also got the same in groovy, which is rather fantastic. So you can see here, peace and love, hippie chick, got the 3 girls. And the thing, of course, about groovy is that you can overlay them and interchange them. So that's another neat thing to do. All available, ready to go. We're going to be serving a 3-course meal again. So we're going to go 1 nice and tidy, 1 arty, inky, grungy. and then one groovy. And if we run out of time on July the 4th for the pudding, for the dessert, then I'm going to hand over dessert to Paul, and he's agreed to serve dessert in Groovy Tuesday the following week. So there you go. That's the plan. A new and exclusive. Not available anywhere else except from us. Right, so moving on, it's time to ink up our ice cream. Let's check it out. We've got that far now. Keep this safe in my stash. And now we're going to use our pens, our Micron pens. So I'm going to go with, I've got 005 and 01. There we go. So I'm going to use two sizes, the two smallest ones, 01 for all of it, and then the 005 on these little tiny sprinkles. Underneath the sprinkles, I'll show you. If I go in really close, you can see under the sprinkles, there's some black, it gives it that three-dimensional illusion. I'll show you. It's really easy to do, but that's where I'm going to use the 005. And also, see the little dots that I've used? See the dot, just to create a little bit of shadow? That's also using a 005, okay? Okay, so let's have a look. Get in there, and we're going to use an 01 to get started. Now, this is where we get mindful. Okay, let's get in there. You ready? Everything okay, Grace? Yeah? Has the blurring recovered now? Ken Kilminster, I think those hippie chicks need some hippie chaps. Oh, yeah? Okay. I'll talk to Jazz. We did try, well, I did try to draw a hippie chap, but he looked a little bit suspicious. I'll give it another go. I'll model him on you. I will. Okay, now let's get started. We'll start at the top now. We'll work our way down. Okay, the artwork is dry. It's not going to smudge, and we could get started. So I just need a little piece of scrap, just a bit of copy paper or something, just to make sure my pen's good. Okay, there you go. If you're ever using these pens and it seems to run out, the thing about these pens is they are like the industry standard for artists' pens. They're fantastic. Okay, Micron, beautiful, Sakura. And when you use them, if you press too hard, you crumble the nib. So the trick is to really drag, right? You just pull gently. You don't push. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure. If you have applied a lot of pressure, all is not lost. All you want to do is just reconstruct the nib. And if it usually can be salvaged just by twisting like that. You just go along and then you just twist a little bit and you'll find that it comes back. Okay? Right. So we'll start here and then we'll start working our way around. The thing for me is I need to be able to see where I'm going. So I turn the artwork and then I go slowly. And I only stop when I get to a join. You see, I wouldn't stop midstream. I'll just stop when I get to a join. Then I'll make sure that I can see the line that I've got to follow. There you go. See, I just got to, if I want to stop, if I'm not sure, then I know that I've got to keep going now till I get to there. And I'll come round there. So there we are. So once I can see where the flow is, let's get rid of that. Doesn't take long. You just got to follow the line. It's very relaxing. There we are. What would you like to use to colour in your what would you like to use to colour in? What do you think I used? Any ideas? There we go. I'll show you mine so that you can make an educated guess. But it's entirely up to you. You can use whatever you like. Depends what effect you want to get. If you want to do wishy-washy, what do you think I used to get that effect? Come on, have a guess. Give it your best shot. What did I use to get that effect? I'll come in tight so you can see better. Yeah, we've done this sort of colouring in the SHAC before now. I reckon you'll work it out quite soon. There. Right, we'll come round here now. Okay. Cool. When we were in lockdown, do you remember we used to do so much colouring in, didn't we? With those lovely postcards. Remember the feathered friends? The owls and the garden birds. Yeah. We really ought to have a little trip down memory lane, maybe near Christmas, just for kicks. Hey? And have a look at what we did. That's the thing, isn't it? Well, we just gallop on, don't we? We gallop on to the next thing. Excuse my head. And we seldom, well, I seldom look back. I know people that do live in the past, and they do spend a lot of their waking days reminiscing about the good old days. I'm too busy for that. And also, yeah, I'm too focused on what I'm doing today. I tend to just keep moving forward. I don't look back very much. What about you? Are you more of a living in the past kind of guy? There. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. But sometimes it's really nice to get the albums out, isn't it? You know? It's my brother's birthday today, June the 13th. Yeah, Steve's birthday today. So that kind of brought a memory back, you know. A good bloke. Right. He reminds me a lot of my dad, Steve. A lot. And the older he gets, the more he reminds me of my father. You know, in the best possible way. There. So now we're going with a cone. Let's have a look. Another thing we've got to consider is what are we going to do for J? Hey? What should we do for J? I mean, friends. I for ice cream. J for... Got any ideas? I was thinking about it earlier and I drew a blank. A proper blank. I did. Right, now let's get this done nicely. I'm not going to rush this. And even if we do the colouring on Monday, I'm cool with that. I'm really cool with that. If that's okay with you, we could really spend a good hour, just like the good old days, doing some really nice colouring and shading, you know, really getting that shadow right and really getting the depth and, you know, getting the ice cream and the folds and the, you know, what do you think? Should we do that on Monday? I think that'd be quite good, you know. That gives us plenty of time to, you could do the background, there's something there to keep you busy, and then you could do the transfer trick, and you could do, that's a transfer trick. This is another transfer trick with the ice cream. And in the meantime, we could have a think, a ponder. J for jewellery, J for Jamaica, J for jam, jewellery. I'm just looking now. J for Jackie. How do we draw Jackie, Jackie? J for Jaguar. You must be joking. You must be J for joking. What we got? Juggernaut, jelly, Jack in a box. Do you know, Deborah Horton, I think you may have hit the J for jackpot. Wouldn't that be a lovely thing to draw? A jack in a box. Yeah? I really like that idea. I really like that idea. Right, J for Jack in a box has gone straight to number 1 in my head. I think that would be a good one. Japonica. Japonica's lovely, but I think I've already done Japonica. Japonica was in the alphabet as well. I really fancy our chances at drawing a J for Jack in a box. Don't you? I think that would be actually superb. I do, especially because, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So next week we've got a really busy week, busy TV week, and then the following week, because I think I mentioned that Christmas comes early in Create and Craft land, and so Christmas commences next weekend. I know. So next Saturday, I've got something in my eye. Next Saturday, we start Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And I bet there's loads of you that have already started your Christmas cards, haven't you? I know. I'm still finding Christmas decorations around the house. And it's at that point of the year where you think, do I take them down or do I leave them there for the rest of the year? Because I haven't noticed them. I do, honestly. Found another little dangle by the door the other day and I thought, I'll just leave it there. I think it's bad luck if I take it down now. But point I'm making is we've got these really, really cool designs. Oh, which we doodled in the SHAC. I know we did. I know we did it together. I blooming know we did. But we've got them in really lovely stamps and groovy plates and with dies as well. They're superb. So that's coming up. We've got the Christmas felt ideas coming up. We've got a beautiful sampler plate from Jane Nesterenko. We've taken all her Christmas ideas. Oh, I miss Jane. But she is with us in spirit. And so what we've done is we've created this fabulous Christmas sampler of her art, which is a real shout out to Jane. May not be here, but she's never forgotten. So, and that's all kicking off, all starting up next week. Yeah. So, what I'm saying is, I don't know if you're on there. Yeah. I think a Jack in a Box, because it's quite Christmassy, and what we've got is a bit of a toy theme going, just saying, right? So I think that a Jack in a Box would be really, really cool, actually. Don't you? Yeah. Pop goes the weasel. Do you think a Jack in a Box is a clown and a creepy clown? No, I'll make him not creepy. We'll make him really friendly, okay? Really friendly. Maybe a bit retro, a bit Victorian, a bit vintage. Should we go down that route? I think that'd be quite nice. We could go down a real vintage route, couldn't we? Yeah, lovely. Okay, so now we've done that. Now the next thing we want to do before we colour is we really need to rub out the pencil lines. So once we're happy, I'm just going to take a big rubber and I'm just going to rub out the lines. See, and what's great is it doesn't take out the ink in the background either. It just takes out the graphite. Nice, hey? And now we're ready to add colour. What time is it? It's 10 to 8. What should we do? Okay, I think we could get started. Because if we get started, what do you think? Should we get started? Or should we call it a day? And should we do it on Monday? I'm telling you now, I'll tell you what I used. Okay, let's not do it now. I'd rather finish a little bit early and then start bright and early on Monday at 10 o'clock. And I'll show you loads of little tricks, lots of little colouring tricks, how to get the shade. What I used is those polychromos. You know the ones, look, I'll show you. Oh, look. I used the polychromos, the Pergolina B pencils, and I used the greys. I also dug out a really nice pink because I wanted to have a pink ice cream. But you can use any colour you fancy. If you like pistachio, then get your green out. Okay. If you like mango, then you pick your colours. But you need to kind of pick your ice cream colour to tone in with whatever you put in the background, don't you? So I've gone with pink. So I've had to find a pink pencil to go with my pink background. Having said that, I could go with green. I could go a minty colour if I wanted to, couldn't I? In fact, by Monday, I may just do that. I may just go with a really cool minty green. This is quite a good colour. I wonder if this would work. Just got to check something out. Polychromos. Polychromos and B pencils from the Pergolinas are the same family. They are the same type of pencil. So what we're going to use for our colouring exercise, we're going to use the Pergolina B pencils and or the Polychromos, okay? And I used a gel, a Pergamano gel pen to do the hundreds and thousands, right? I also used blending nibs, and I used the not this end, the hard end that's inside the pen. I used that end to do some burnishing. I used a Posca pen, a white Posca pen, only to put the little dots on the sprinkles to make them look three-dimensional, to make them look like little sprinkles. Okay, I used that, I used a rubber, used a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's it, friends. That's my stash, and an eraser pencil. So if you fancy, on Monday, I'll teach you loads of tricks and tips. We'll have a little bit of a refresher course on how to get texture, how to use the white pencil to get a resist on the cherry, so that there's an area on the cherry that just won't go pink because we put a little bit of white down beforehand. I'll show you how to get that depth to make that a little bit more dimensional. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get a drop shadow on there so it really looks as if it's off the page. Yeah. And then when we've finished our artwork and we've done that and we've done the colouring, then I suggest when we've done that, you dig out your stickers and your swatches and we have a little bit of project completion. How does that sound? I think that's the way to go. I don't want to rush it. I've got my daughter in the kitchen. I want to go and sit with her if you don't mind. So I hope you enjoyed yourselves this evening. What are we doing tomorrow? We're going to get the bus to Brighton. We certainly are. We've got such a lovely weekend lined up. Tomorrow, Grace and I are going to get the bus to Brighton. because it stops right outside our door. So rather than if you drive, it's about an hour, which is not bad. But the parking in Brighton is criminal now. It's about £7.50 an hour. I'm not paying £7.50 an hour to park in Brighton when I can pay £5 as an old 65-year-old. I could pay £5 on the bus return. What do you think? Let the bus take the strain. That's what I think. So we're going to get the double-decker bus to Brighton, and then we can look over all the hedgerows and see what's actually, because you never see all that in a car. That'd be nice. I hope it's not raining. The weather, what is going on, people? And then on Saturday, we're going to a spa. We're having a spa day, a girly spa day. I'm not a big spa person. Grace is, but I think it'd be nice. It'll be nice. I can't stray far from home at the moment for lots of different reasons. You know, work, television shows, business, mum, Dave, lots of reasons. You know, I'm more comfortable staying close to home. But that's not to say that we don't live in a very, very lovely part of the world, you know, and there's so much to do here, so much to see. And if it's raining, well, do you know what? It's raining. Get over it, Gray. You know, it's only water. So there you go. That's what we're doing at the weekend. And happy Father's Day. You know, it's Sunday, it's Father's Day, isn't it? So that'll be a time for contemplation. No more bad days. Thank you for joining me, and have a fantastic weekend. I shall see you on Monday, ready to start colouring. Are you up for that? Good. Lots of love. Bye-bye now.